Yo, what's up everyone? Starry right here and welcome back to another NFL predictions. It is week 12, Thanksgiving week. Week 11 was kind of crazy again. There was a few blowout games like the Cowboys versus the Vikings. I just didn't expect that at all. And there was close games like the Eagles versus the Colts where that game it came down to the fourth quarter where Jalen Hurts pulled on some magic, but that game was close in the whole game. However, I think the biggest story coming out of week 11 is the Jets and their QB controversy with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson and the Jets underperformed, and now it looks like they may be trying to move on from Zach Wilson. Anyways, before we get into the week 12 picks, make sure you like and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more NFL content. So like I said, it is Thanksgiving week, so we got 3 games on Thursday. The first game on Thanksgiving is the Bills versus the Lions. Now the Bills were in somewhat of a close game last Sunday against the Browns. However, they did pull it out, and the Lions manhandled the Giants. Something that I didn't really expect. I picked the Lions, but I didn't think they would win by that much. I thought the Giants off a bye week would look a lot better than they did, but they looked kind of rusty. And the Lions looked really good offensively. They've always been looked good. They've always been able to score the ball. They just haven't been able to close out games, and they finally did. I think the Bills are going to be kind of in a weird spot because they had the whole travel situation with the snowed out game and then having to go to Lions Stadium and then having to go back. I think they're in a weird spot. I don't know. I don't want to put too much stock into that really affecting their game, but that is something that we got to take note of. And with the Lions at home, I feel like they do have kind of more momentum at home, and especially coming off a great win against the Giants. This is going to be my crazy pick of the week, and I'm going to pick the Lions in an upset. I just feel like the Bills they're kind of in a slump right now, and I feel like if the Lions are going to win this game, this is the best chance they have. You know, at any point of the season, if their Lions face the Bills, they probably would have lose, but right now they have a really good chance to win, and I'm going to pick the Lions. It's not going to be by a lot, maybe by 3 points or something, but I just feel like a Lions upset is I think it's very possible, so I'm going to pick the Lions again this week. After that is the Giants versus the Cowboys. Now the last time these teams faced was on a Monday Night Football, and Cooper Rush was at quarterback. The Giants didn't look good that game, and Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys really just took care of business. And with the Cowboys coming off an amazing win against the Vikings, something I did not see happening at all, 100% was surprised that happened. I'm going to be taking the Cowboys. I feel like they have the more momentum especially after that Vikings game. I think the Vikings are better than the Giants, so yeah, I'm going to be taking the Cowboys easily. After that is the Patriots versus the Vikings. I think this one's going to be very close. I will not lie. The Patriots have a really good defense, like we just saw against the Jets. They had a lockdown defense, but that was also on Zach Wilson missing just shots. But I feel like they still had a really good defense that game. Like it wasn't just Zach Wilson just missing throws. Like the Patriots really played a good game defensively, and Vikings just looked completely awful against the Cowboys. They looked really awful, which is kind of funny because that's what I've been expecting from the Vikings. I've been kind of expecting them to have these kind of like awful showings, but somehow they win these close games, and this is kind of more of what I expect from the Vikings, just kind of looking not on par with some of the better teams in the NFC. However, I think the Vikings are going to somehow pull this out. I don't think they lose embarrassingly like that, and they just follow it up with another loss. They have to win this game, and I feel like some way somehow they're gonna win against the Patriots defense. So I'm gonna take the Vikings. It might not be by a lot, but I'm still gonna be picking the Vikings. Now we move on to the Sunday games. The first game on this list is the Broncos versus the Panthers. As of recording, Baker Mayfield has moved back to the bench, and Sam Darnold will start this game. Regardless of who's at quarterback for the Panthers, I'm still gonna pick the Broncos. The Broncos have a really good defense. It just sucks that their offense has just kind of stumbled. They played a really good game last Sunday. I think it was one of the Russell Wilson's better games, but they weren't able to pull it out against the Raiders. They went into overtime. I like the Broncos in this matchup a lot more than I do like the Panthers, so give me the Broncos. After that is the Buccaneers versus the Browns. Now the Browns had a really close game against the Bills, but they were not able to close that game. And the Buccaneers are coming off a bye week. The last time we saw the Buccaneers was in Germany, and in Germany the Buccaneers looked really good. They upset. It maybe not an upset. To me, it was an upset, but they beat the Seattle Seahawks. As you guys know, I usually favor the teams coming off a bye week, and that's going to stay with this one. I'm going to be picking the Buccaneers and Tom Brady over the Browns. After that is the Ravens versus the Jaguars. Now for this game, it is very simple. It is completely simple. I don't even think I need to say who I'm going to pick, but I will just say it just for it's on record. I am taking the Ravens in this game. It's very easy. Give me the Ravens. After that is the Texans versus the Dolphins. Now this is another game that I don't think I really need to say who I'm going to pick, but I will just for its on record. Give me the Dolphins, easy. The next game is the Bears versus the Jets. Now this one is going to be very, very interesting. Justin Fields did get injured. He has like a shoulder injury. They're not saying what it is specifically, but he is dealing with the injury. And the Jets are in the middle of a QB controversy where Joe Flacco could possibly even play. As of right now, they have not committed to Zach Wilson. And yeah, it's really up in the air who's going to be quarterback for this game, but I feel like they should give Zach Wilson a chance. The Bears have a really bad defense, 25th ranked, and I feel like Zach Wilson just needs to have a chance, another chance. Yeah, I just don't feel like they should just throw him to the dirt after that bad game. Now I know he hasn't really won over the locker room, and he hasn't been, up to par of what everyone expected, but I feel like he just deserves one more chance. I feel like especially against the Bears, where they have a really bad defense, he should be able to pick apart him. If he doesn't, then it's time to move on. But yeah, I just feel like the Jets really should give Zach Wilson one more game, because I don't know who's going to be quarterback, and I don't even know if Justin Fields is going to play. It's so hard to pick this game. I think I'm just going to pick the Jets on this one, just because I hope Zach Wilson plays. I really hope Zach Wilson plays. I'm not a Zach Wilson fan or anything, but I just I don't know. I just feel like he deserves one more chance. So yeah, I'll give him this game. After that, we'll wash our hands from him if he's bad. If he's good, we'll stick with him for a little while, or they'll stick with him, not me. So I'm taking the Jets. After that is the Bengals versus the Titans. Now you guys know that I have been sleeping on the Titans a lot. Mike Vrabel has been able to keep the Titans in these games, and he's been able to just coach them so perfectly. He's really a top tier coach, and I've been sleeping on him a lot, and I gotta give him the respect. And the Bengals are coming off a really great win against the Steelers. Now it is the Steelers, but Joe Burrow looked amazing. He really did look amazing, and that's something they're going to carry into this game. So this game is going to be very close. I think this is going to be one of the key matchups for Joe Burrow and the Bengals this season. I'm going to be taking the Bengals just because maybe it's a little biased, because I just saw Joe Burrow and the Bengals really just torch us, and yeah, but I don't know. I'm just going to take the Bengals. I really do like them. After that is the Falcons versus the Commanders. The Commanders are coming off a win against the Texans. I want to say it's a good one, but it is the Texans, but still the Commanders won. The Falcons are coming off a really good game, a shootout game against the Bears. Now it could have went differently if Justin Fields didn't get hurt, but they did win that game. Now because the Falcons have been able to score the ball pretty consistently, and they've looked pretty consistently good too, I'm going to be taking the Falcons in this game. But I would not be surprised if the Commanders made it close, because somehow they've been really making these games close, even the ones where they shouldn't win, especially I always recall back to the Vikings one where they overperformed, I would say. But yeah, I feel like they have a chance. Even the Eagles game, I feel like the Commanders really do have a chance, but we will see. I'm just going to take the Falcons. After that is the Chargers versus the Cardinals. Now, I think Kyler Murray is going to be back for that game. He was absent on Monday night against the 49ers, and the Cardinals really got blown out. They looked awful that game. And the Chargers are coming off a heartbreaking loss Sunday Night Football against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes did some magic, and he really just destroyed all the hopes of Chargers fans in 15 seconds or something. It was kind of crazy. But Justin Herbert and the Chargers really did look good in that game. They could have won it if they weren't going up against Patrick Mahomes. They may have won that game. So it goes without saying, I'm going to be taking the Chargers this game. I like the Chargers a lot more than I like the Cardinals, and the Cardinals just don't look good this year. So yeah, give me the Chargers. After that is the Raiders versus the Seahawks. We already talked about it, but the Raiders are coming off in a really great win, a win that they really desperately needed against the Broncos, an overtime win for them. And the Seattle Seahawks are coming off that Germany loss against the Buccaneers, and they had a bye week. So yeah, they've had time to prepare for this game. If the Seattle Seahawks were not coming off a bye week and they're coming off that Broncos game, I would have picked the Raiders to win this game. But because the Seattle Seahawks are coming off a bye week, I always like the bye week teams. I always favor them. So I'm going to be taking the Seahawks in this one. They've been playing a lot better consistently as well, so it kind of makes sense that I would take them anyways. Though I am rooting for the Raiders because I just like a good comeback story. But I do think that the Seahawks are going to win this one. The next game is the Rams versus the Chiefs. Now the Rams have been completely awful this season. They were in the shootout game with the Saints, but they did not win that game. And yeah, the Rams have just been awful this season, which is very, very surprising. And we already talked about it, but the Chiefs are coming off just a crazy game against the Chargers. Comeback win against the Chargers, which is so heartbreaking for the Chargers, but we already talked about that. Yeah, the Chiefs looked amazing though. Even before the comeback, they looked really good. So it goes without saying, I'm going to be taking the Chiefs very easily. After that is the Saints versus the 49ers. And this game is very easy to pick as well. Give me the 49ers. I saw what Jimmy G did in Mexico. Give me the 49ers over the Saints. Very easy. Sunday Night Football is next, and that is the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This is another easy game to pick. I'm going to be taking the Eagles. The Packers have not looked good. Now, I do think the Packers do have a chance to win this game, but I think the Eagles are going to win this one. They had that close game against the Colts, but I feel like they're going to be prepared for teams to really start preparing against them and take away some of their stuff, and I feel like they're going to be prepared for this one more than they were against the Colts. So give me the Eagles. And now we move on to the game of the week, the Steelers versus the Colts. Probably the best Monday night matchup anyone could have designed. It goes without saying that I'm going to pick the Steelers. You already see my hat. I am picking the Steelers. Kenny Pickett stand here. I am picking the Steelers. This should be a very easy game against the Colts. I'm going to just be honest. I feel like we had a lot of momentum in that Bengals game, and I feel like we're just going to, even though we had we had the most terrible second half probably of all time. Yeah, I'm just going to be picking, if they could take some of that first half stuff and move it into two halves of a football game, I feel like we could win this game. We had something in the first half. Now I need Matt Canada to create a game plan for the Colts and really just take what we did in the first half into the second half as well. So give me the Steelers easily. So that is my picks for this week. Let me know in the comments how you feel about my predictions. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss out on any more NFL prediction videos. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.